Oh, welcome to another Rooster Talk. Today I've got Christian Easterday here from Hot Chile giving us an update on what's happening in Chile. Lots of things that's happened since the last time we spoke, Christian. It's almost been 2 months since we had that coffee. So, mate, what's been happening?
Yeah, no, we've been very busy actually. As I think we spoke last time, we've got our drilling back up underway over at our flagship porphyry discovery, Cortadera, over in Chile, which is producing some very exciting visuals, and hopefully very shortly we'll be able to update the market on those early drill results. So we've been very busy on that front at the project. And also, I guess, very recently we just announced that we've commenced lease mining and processing at our Productora copper project, which is about 14 kilometres away from Cortadera and very handily sits some 15 kilometres away from a government-run copper processing facility. So a couple of weeks ago, we were able to confirm to the market that we're underway with first production. And we've been able to jump the lease miners back straight away into one of the undergrounds there, San Antonio, looking to exploit some very high-grade remnant ore at around 1.8% copper and half a gram gold. So very exciting to see first production and first revenues shortly about to hit the company. And then I guess just late last week, we would be able to report some of the preliminary sulfide metallurgical test work that has been run in parallel with our resource drilling program that's shortly about to culminate in the announcement of first resource for the Cortadera porphyry discovery. So that metallurgical test work was very positive, and we've been able to confirm that Cortadera, as well as our forthcoming San Antonio resource estimate, are very compatible ore types to the ore type that we studied very extensively at Productora for the pre-feasibility at that project. So just a few days ago, we were able to confirm that, as I said, they're compatible. They're all enjoying very high indicative copper recoveries. We're getting all of our associated metals such as gold and silver and molybdenum out at very good recoveries, in line with some of the very good project developments in the copper space, such as Winu and over here in Australia, and Cascabel over in Ecuador. And what that really means is that all of these projects can be combined. They don't have any deleterious elements, and they can be all processed together using a saltwater process flow sheet. And what that means is that we've been able to now name the entire collective of discoveries and deposits that we're bringing forward into a new project called Costa Fuego, and being able to amalgamate all of those projects together. And that's certainly what we've been hoping we could do, that we could bring them all into one combined development. So very positive outcome, Noel.
That's interesting. I mean, being able to combine all three together, does that mean that your metal content's going to go up, and you're not having to have satellite projects and all these kind of sort of logistical, costly kind of issues, as you're very well aware? Is that something that you guys, when all these things came through, all your results, that you were quietly happy about that?
Yeah, look, that's right. We've been talking about our leverage to a potential combined development for some time now, since we secured our high-grade satellites over at the El Fuego project and the San Antonio and Valentina high-grade mines, and then obviously, a watershed moment in securing the private Cortadera discovery last year, which has now turned into a world-class discovery, putting out some 6 of the 25 best copper gold intercepts the world's seen in the last 2 years. It was always our plan to bring these together, but you always have in the back of your mind the question mark on metallurgy and processing. Will these ore types blend together well? Can we grind them at the same grind size? Can we use salt water, which of course Productora enjoyed a significant benefit of capital intensity when we completed that pre-feasibility a number of years ago. We of course had a very cheap seawater pipeline to bring water in, and no desalination plant, which made Productora a very, very low capital intensity proposition. So to be able to see, you know, high recoveries on copper and us being able to get out all of the associated credit metals from the other projects at similar grind sizes, really that was the glue that is going to stick all of these deposits together. As you know, Noel, they're all within short trucking distance of each other, and you know, we also now are about to see real-time processing on Productora through the government's processing facility in Vianar. So you know, these are all very big de-riskers for Hot Chile as we advance all of these projects now into one combined resource inventory called Costa Fuego.
In terms of cost, I mean, you know, I've been following you guys for a while, and I'm actually quite surprised, and then obviously understanding what the porphyries are and where you guys are. The fact that you're not like the old the typical Chilean Andes high away from kind of deposit, and you're on that coastal thing, and now that you're able to combine all three of them and able to process it in one bulk sample, if you want to use it, or one bulk product, would that bring how much more I mean, you mentioned about the lower capex and things like that. How much do you think the difference is if, you know, if Hot Chile was where you are and you're up in the Andes there? How much difference in capex are we talking about?
Yeah, look, you know, a lot of the studies that we did previously looking at these differences, you know, we know that this development centre is going to enjoy one of the lowest cost water pipelines in South America. It's 50 kilometres from port, straight line. We know that it does not need a desalination plant, and because it's not going up into the Andes, all of those pump stations and equilibration stations, you know, we don't require. So you naturally have that very significant capital advantage there from a water perspective. Of course, having it at low altitude and having the Pan American Highway running right through the middle, all of these things are about doability, and I've spoken about this previously. But look, this is about operating cost savings because of the altitude difference. We're at around 1,000 metres, between 800 and say 1,100 metres on the coast, and we don't have those inherent capital hurdles that need to be put up front in any of these projects. So that's always going to sit Hot Chile in the bottom quartile of capital intensities in the project development pipeline. Of course, we enjoyed that previously, but what we needed was that critical mass of all sources, and having Cortadera produce the type of discovery results that continue to expand the size of that porphyry sitting next to Productora. You know, we certainly now have the inventory coming together very rapidly. So I guess, Noel, you know, most people are all waiting with bated breath to see what the first resource estimate on Cortadera is, and obviously, you know, if the world hadn't have got bitten by this coronavirus, undoubtedly we would be continuing to expand the discovery, and we wouldn't be putting a resource estimate on it at this stage, and that's why we're now continuing with our expansion drilling. But over the last 3 or 4 months, we've had our team really working hard towards putting just a preliminary resource estimate on where the discovery is at this stage. So that will be added into the mix. We of course already have 240 million tonnes defined in an open pit shallow resource at Productora. So whatever that resource is just going to go on top of that. And then of course we have a first estimate on San Antonio, which is a high grade satellite 4 kilometres from Productora. Undoubtedly this metallurgy and the project cluster is probably indicative that we're going to have one processing facility. It'll be centred at Cortadera, and all of these other ore sources will be coming into that mother mill. So I guess over the coming couple of weeks, we'll be putting the finishing touches on the resource estimate. We have all of our independent consultants and our people internally working very hard on making sure that that data and the resource is independently verified and audited and is of a very high standard. So we also we're very pleased to see Rio Tinto Exploration achieve a very great milestone in their first resource estimate on Winu over here in Western Australia, up in the Patterson. So I think that's the largest copper gold discovery in Australia for I think almost 18 years, since probably Carrapateena was found. So a very big achievement by the guys there at Rio Tinto Exploration, and they've been able to put about 500 million tonnes on that first resource estimate, and I'm sure that will grow. And very good to see another bulk copper gold asset put together over here in Western Australia. It gives us a good benchmark to work towards, and obviously we'll see what we can do.
I think the best thing Rio Tinto has done for you is to actually put all this into the mainstream media, and when you come out with your resource, I think the understanding of this will probably be at a higher level. You know, your MET test work announcement was interesting, because when I first looked at it, I said, oh yeah, MET test work. I looked at it and I thought, oh yeah, just numbers. Yeah, chemistry looks good. But I think that I after reading it and looking at it, I just realized that the fact that the chemistry was consistent all through the three projects, three deposits, you want to call it, suddenly your inventory suddenly has a multiple of 3, because you're not dealing with 3 separate projects. I think to me, that's interesting. Look, Christian, let's put you in a spot. You know, if you're walking down the street and you've got a long-suffering shareholder and he's thinking about selling when he gets back to his office, you know, what would you say to him to convince him to be the faithful shareholder again?
Look, I think that all of our shareholders, myself included, and you know, we've been toiling away for a very long time with a very grand vision here, and very shortly we're about to see a dramatic increase in the amount of metal, particularly copper and gold, that we control under Hot Chili. And I've said before, and I'm very certain that Hot Chili is about to hold one of the largest copper gold inventories globally, outside of the hands of a major. And undoubtedly, I'm very positive that Hot Chili is about to become the #1 copper gold inventory in the hands of a junior on the ASX. So, you know, those are very significant things to claim, and I imagine that when you're holding that much gold and that much copper in shallow resources that can be open pitted in a tier 1 jurisdiction with infrastructure advantage, that this is very, very meaningful to the global copper community. So I think as we move forward and we secure those bona fides, Noel, that I'm sure that the re-rate in our valuation, which has already commenced when we took on Cortadera, will continue. Our assessment of the global playing field of companies that control assets that are moving towards tier 1 or above tier 1, there are very few of them. Copper is one of those commodities that most of the majors in the world are positioning around. You just have to look at what Rio Tinto is doing with the Winu discovery. You know, and to just look at the size of that discovery, it is half a tier 1 at the moment. So they are progressing that. They're progressing that under a different style to move forward a project in a staged approach. It would have been unheard of for a major to move forward a project of that scale in the past. So that just shows you what the majors are having to move forward, both from a grade and size perspective. 350 kilometres from coast, in the middle of the desert, with very little infrastructure. You know, the projects are becoming very, very hard to find. So when you find a well-located, large project that is approaching tier 1 size, you know, they're very unique. We know what the value of these projects are, and we know what the value of Hot Chili is at the moment, and there is a very large disconnect. So once we're able to finally put some meat on the bone here and take this large jump forward in terms of where our company sits on the global stage, and certainly where we sit on the Australian stage, I'm very, very sure that shareholders are going to very much enjoy what's coming over the coming year or so with Hot Chili. So hopefully that is a sign to you know, hold on to your shares, and hopefully we'll be able to produce very strong returns for our shareholders off of the back of all of the success that we've enjoyed over the last year or 18 months.
I think that's a good summation. Apart from the fact that you calling Winu half a tier 1, mate, you're going to have all the geological team Winu chasing you now, hunting you down, insulting them.
Well, no, look, Noel, I mean, it's a fantastic outcome. You make any discovery, no matter which company or which group you are, you know, it is a real feather in their cap for that exploration division. I, by no means, think that Winu is finished with its growth. That's a first resource estimate, just like Cortadera will be. That thing will continue to grow, and you know, you just have to look at the amount of joint ventures and the real focus that Rio Tinto has up in that area. They have a larger vision for that entire area, and Winu is part of that first step forward for them. So certainly, you know, it's we'll start where we start, and I'm sure that Rio Tinto Exploration are certainly very, very happy with their first resource estimate.
Well, with that explanation, only a quarter of them will be after you now, mate.
No, good luck to all of the explorers in the community out there. We all require a large degree of luck in this business, and certainly, you know, it takes a while before you have a number of things that start going right. And we've certainly had a very good run, and we hope that continues.
Well, mate, I've just come up with the perfect title for this this video. Christian calls Winu half a tier 1.
Let's not upset too many. I'm sure that Hot Chili won't be starting with the tier 1 either. So we'll be certainly continuing to push towards that magical 5 million tons of copper to be in a very elite class of projects. So we've certainly got a lot more work to do ourselves.
Oh no, look, I think both projects are fantastic. I think it's just a testament to the perseverance and our foresight to chase these kind of things. These are not sort of, you know, 15-meter supergene kind of stuff. You know, this is long legs. But look, Christian, thank you for the update. I really appreciate you know, you putting into picture what that announcement meant. I think that's very, very important. I felt that was more than just met with in that announcement. But looking forward to the next coffee with Samso, Christian, when your resource comes out, and we can have another real chat about all the you know, who's tier 1 and who's not tier 1 after that.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, we'll all very, very much looking forward to that, and then looking forward to the continued growth of the asset base with San Antonio, and a few other things that the company is working on internally to reshape all of this. So certainly we're finally in that position where we have quite a number of balls in the air, and it's about catching them all now and arranging them into what we feel is going to be a superior project.
All right, great. Thanks, Christian.
All right.
Talk again.
Thank you very much, Noel.
All right, bye.
Excellent.